So it's not about isolating yourself or pushing people away. Doing things alone is about practicing the ability to give yourself personal space. And I think this is what connecting to yourself requires sometimes, right? So it's about solitude. It's about self-care. It's about being able to sit by yourself, doing an activity out in public, whatever, and connect to you without the pressures of society and other people thinking that you are a loser or that you are lonely, all of these things, right? And I think that we can internalize when we're by ourselves that because we're alone, it means something about us. So when I was going through my rebirth and writing this book, Miserable Fuck, I spent a lot of time by myself on purpose because it was hard, because it was something I wasn't used to, because I was always used to hanging out with people, using people and friends as a distraction for me to connect to me, right? And so this doesn't mean to be antisocial. Of course, we need other people, and our social engagements are extremely beneficial and therapeutic and necessary. We're not meant to do life alone. That said, if you can't be alone, if you can't be by yourself, what happens is when you get into a relationship, there's going to be that dependency, right? Because you don't like being alone. So there's going to be you losing yourself in someone else. There's going to be you demanding the other person's time and intruding on their space as an individual. There's going to be a lot of grabbing. There's going to be a lot of fear if you are forced to be alone. So build this muscle now. I think that it's one of the things that separates children from adults, right? Children sometimes, although they love to play by themselves, there's a dependency with children. With adults, we shouldn't have that dependency. We should be able to be alone and be okay. And I think that a lot of people who are not used to exercising that muscle or being alone in relationships, they become very needy and dependent. So that's why this do is really important. And it's something that I have struggled with and have worked on. And it's why it makes it in my book. All right, just a reminder today, ask yourself what being alone looks like. Ask yourself if you can execute that. And remember, you could talk about things and take in content and information and ideas and go to workshops and all of that stuff, audio courses, books, etc. But until you actually give yourself the experience, until you actually convince your body, not your mind, that, you can do this, this is what this feels like, you're not going to lay tracks and rewire yourself. So it's not just about thinking about being alone. It's about the execution of doing something for yourself, leaning into that discomfort. And in this case, if you want to be alone, go, whether it's going to see a movie by yourself or getting a dinner or taking a trip, that solitude can be medicine. And most importantly, it can be a way for you to get to know you, build a relationship with you as you build relationships with other people. I don't like this idea that you build your relationship with you first, because the relationship that you build with you is ongoing for the rest of your life. But I do like this idea that you do it simultaneously, that you do it as well. And I think a lot of people, when they get into relationships, they forget about the relationship with themselves, right? They drop that ball. And then when you do that, your relationship becomes lopsided. You become powerless because now you're dependent on the other person or what you guys are building. If you continue to work on yourself and build a relationship with you, then there's more balance when you choose to share your life with someone else. So it all starts with being alone, being able to be alone and do things by yourself as a whole individual person as you build and share your life, as you build a relationship and share your life with someone else.